You know that we like to hear from each other and about various aspects of our devotional life. And so we're happy to have Ashapurna with us. And she's been also not her first time on Zoom. She's on Zoom also yesterday and sharing some talks. All right. So we're 5 minutes in. And so usually within 5 minutes, we've got whoever we've got. And so maybe fewer in number just now. Oh, Devashi, she has other duties, but he is with us by heart, no doubt. And Tungarasadidi just joined, is it?
Yes,
I can't.
Tungarasadidi.
Okay. It's a little light, little bright outside, even though it may not look so bright, so not so easy to see the screen. All right, so first of all, let us begin with giving the big jais with a noisy train going by. Big jai to Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rock Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj, founder and charger of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Jai. And jai, big jai to Srila Guru Dev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, by whose grace we've all had access to Srila Guru Maharaj and Guru Maharaj's flow of nectar to the world. Srila Govinda Maharaj ki jai. And jai to Srila Prabhupada, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, without whose grace none of us would be here in the Western world or practically anywhere with connection, substantial connection to Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And all are presenting us Srila Bhagavan, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai. And jai Srila Gurudev's Pushpa Samadhi. We are right here at his Pushpa Samadhi in Vila Govinda ki jai. And jai Srila Jai Shri Rupa Nuga Guru Vaga ki jai. Shri Vila Govinda Ashram ki jai. Here's the Pushpa Samadhi. And jai London, West London, chapter, as Devashish always says, chapter of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati ki jai. Oh. All the assembled devotees ki jai, just connecting wires and doing all the things we have to do in this primitive age of the 21st century, where we still have wires and stuff. So primitive. What will the people in the 22nd century think about how primitive we were? Just see, but we think we are so advanced. And hopefully people in the 21st century will be chanting Hare Krishna in every town and village, because they'll have come to their senses that there's nothing else worthwhile in this world. Hare Krishna. Yes, Tungarasadidi, welcome. You've all come to join us. And Krishna Mohini Didi joined us. Madhu Gopal Prabhu joined us. Jai. And somebody else joined us, maybe not.
Ananda, oh, you said Ananda.
Ananda Sarupini. Oh, yes. She's with us too. Yes. Okay, wonderful.
Jai.
As I say, a little difficult.
Dandavat.
A little difficult for us to see the screen. All right, and to all the devotees, first and foremost, our obeisances to each other. We've come together in the West London temple. Bancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Well, we've been asked by Devashish Prabhu to mention about the holy month of Kartik. Yes, that's exactly the title he gave. The holy month of Kartik. And the point is this: I'm sure you have all already read Srila Guru Maharaj's descriptions about Kartik, heard the audios of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev talking about Kartik. And there we are getting, of course, our best and solid understanding of what is the Kartik month And the Kartik month essentially is the month of focusing our full attention as much as possible on Krishna and Radha, Radha and Krishna, and means singing the extra bhajans as has been given to us by Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, singing those extra bhajans in the morning and the evening, and trying to make ourselves as Krishna conscious as possible during this month. So you can see, oh, no, it's Munindra Mohan Prabhu who didn't shave. he didn't have even time to shave. He's been so busy really in service. And we were just mentioning this at the Prasadam table a few minutes ago, because we had Prasadam already. Here is already 1:10. And in London, you're still hungry. I know it's not yet Prasadam time. But at the Prasadam table, we noted Munindra Mohan's growing whiskers. And then we thought, yes, this is the essence of the month of Kartik, that we don't have time for anything except for seva, for chanting, for doing the devotional activities which are given to us. And we all know where there is responsibility, where there is responsible seva, then the mind is fully absorbed there and can hardly give an opportunity for shaving, cutting fingernails and things like this, which are avoided during Kartik. But on Ekadashi, we're familiar with these kind of restrictions. But it's not that, okay, so during Kartik, we're all going to grow beards and now I'm following Kartik. It's not that in Kartik, we're all going to grow big, long fingernails like a tiger. I don't know, I'm spiritual. I got long fingernails, look at me. But the point about Kartik is that we try to neglect or minimize the maintenance of the body items and try to keep a full seva program. So anyway, from my side, you've already read so many things. It is sure, read and heard, because you are Hare Krishna devotees, and you know where is that source of Guru Maharaj and Gurudev talking about this month. But from my side, at least I can say that something of Gurudev's mood and the mood of Navadip, the mood of the temple, and it is good, whatever touch we have with Navadip and with Chaitanya Saraswati Mat means, for us, Navadip really means Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. Whatever touch we have there, it's good for us always to try to remember that example, because we have a gold standard example. We have the beautiful example of what is expected of us as the best. You can say what is the best for us to do anywhere in the world. But we know we can't follow really the full Kartik program every day when we're in the regular Western world, because it takes a lot of time. And to take a lot of time, then in the Western world, everyone is busy with so many obligations and duties. But living in the temple, then what is the first duty in the temple? It is to actually engage ourselves in those programs, the fully devotional programs, and not so much engaged for the thought about where is the money coming from, or the food coming from, or doing this, that, and the other in that sense. And so in the temple, there is actually a beautiful opportunity for following the full morning program for 30 days or 31 days, however many is in the lunar month of Kartik, and for following the morning program and the evening program. Anyhow, I was just saying basically that why we are remembering the Kartik month as being very much a singing month, because the songs which are listed in the songbook as additional during the month of Kartik, they are additional. So they would sing Samsara Nala Lida Loka. They would sing Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Jivedoya Kore. They would sing Bhajana Giti, etc. And they would sing the 100 names of Mahaprabhu, 120 names of Krishna, and then Damodarastakam and the next one, and the next one as well. Hey Deva Bhavantam Bande. And so really, when you add all that together, you're having quite a jolly singing morning. And we have to say, we have some very beautiful memories of the time of singing when there are actually quite a few means only a few of us in the temple, and with Madhu Mongol, world famous Madhu Mongol Prabhu, who was blind. And if you've listened to recordings from the 1980s of the bhajans in Navadip, likely enough, good chance you will have heard the voice of Madhu Mongol Prabhu singing. And he was a very good singer. But we would be singing with Guru Maharaj upstairs. Guru Maharaj can hear everything. And so we are following the program really in service, that this is what Guru Maharaj wants us to do. And you can be sure if the singer started singing wrongly, then Guru Maharaj would send down a brahmachari to correct what was happening in the temple. So it may sound, very, very fearful. We're going to be singing with fear. But it wasn't. We were there in the temple out of happy seva. And just, Guru Maharaj is there upstairs. He's given us the program. And very often you see in the morning program, at least when we would go upstairs, often means, anyway, several times. It's not often means every day. But we would go upstairs to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj would speak or would not speak. And if he did not speak, he will tell us to go and join the program. And sometimes he'd speak for a short time. And when a short time, then he said, now I finish here today. Now go and join the program in the temple this way. And so literally directly by the instruction of Guru Maharaj, we'd be in the temple and chanting the prayers. And with Madhu Mongol Prabhu and with other devotees there, Dibendu Bhattacharya, a relative of Guru Maharaj, who was a lifelong brahmachari, and he would come to the temple during Kartik. He wouldn't be there like all the time, but during Kartik, maybe again not every morning, but he would come. And we certainly remember singing with his very enthusiastic Bengali voice, the kirtans. But the whole essence of Kartik is that it's a full month. And it was a time in Navadip when devotees would start to come for what we would say would be the winter season. Because during the summer, there would be very few devotees normally in Navadip. And then before Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja and in preparation for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, then devotees would start to come. And so cleaning the rooms, painting the rooms very often, and especially the years, which seemed to be quite a few years, when the flood came into the temple, the Ganges water, as Gurudev would say, the Ganges wants to have darshan of Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar. So when the Ganges comes into the temple, then part of the preparation before or the devotees come for the highlight, you can say, which is Srila Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, Srila Sridhar Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, then it will be a lime, it's called lime wash.
Yeah.
Called lime wash. It's very cheap lime paint. They mix in the bucket of water, and then with a very big practical brush, they slap it all over the walls, and the painters are covered with the stuff themselves. But very quickly, then they paint all the downstairs rooms and the corridors, and then they look like new. You can't guess that the Ganges was visiting just a few days before. So all this would be like frantically, steadily taking place, and like a build-up to the festival. So the Kartik time was definitely festival time. And so we had the festivals in Navadip, is the build-up to Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And then, of course, Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, that was in the 80s, that was one of the two principal festivals, highlights of the year for the devotees and main festivals. One is Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, and the other is Gaura Purnima. Those two festivals were the main festivals, and then presently, later on, then of course Srila Govinda Maharaj, Srila Gurudev's Vyasa Puja became prominent in the calendar also. So Kartik month heralded in the arrival of many devotees from abroad, but also from India. And Guru Maharaj had disciples in different places in India, and specifically we can think of the principal cities: Bombay, Delhi, Hyderabad, different areas around India, as well as the various regions of Bengal, of course. And so it wasn't only Western devotees come, but also the Eastern devotees, the Bengal devotees coming for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And that would include, for the Vyasa Puja itself, and maybe some staying for the day before also, would be Guru Maharaj's godbrother section, the disciples of Srila Saraswati Thakur, who would be coming to give honor to Guru Maharaj too on his Vyasa Puja day. So it was quite a big build-up, and we'd make on the roof of the Nat Mandir. We made some years on the roof of the Nat Mandir, we made the pandal, means with the bamboo and the canvas, like a big tent, so that the program could be held on the roof, but also on the roof of whatever houses we had, we made pandals. Actually, that time it was just the bungalows and the roof of what then was the Paschatya Sevak Bhavan, the Westerners' guest house. But it was very rough for a long time. It was only kind of finally finished. What year? Maybe 85, I suppose. 85, maybe fully finished. But then we make some arrangements so as many devotees as possible can be undercover. No question of every devotee getting a room by any means at that time. But this was the mood of the 80s. And then as we got more rooms and we think, okay, now quite sufficient rooms, but as more rooms came in different buildings, then more quantity of devotees came. So it was almost like we never have enough space. And so it's always going to be this festival mood of sharing, not only sharing, but putting 3 people in 2 people's rooms, having devotees sleep in the corridors. And at one point we had a choice. You have a choice. Okay, when you come, welcome. We've got accommodation for you. You have a choice. A room with no bed, sharing on the floor with mats on the floor, or a corridor with a bed, the open area. And of course, we had some devotees who got the room with no bed and took a bed in themselves from the corridor. But we have to harmonize with every nature of every devotee. But we were always stretching whatever facility we had. And remember, the temple was poor for a long time. I mean, poor for a long time. There was no budget for expenses beyond anything which was the absolute basics. And then it was always a puzzle, and still it is a puzzle. Every year we would buy bed sheets. And Keshavananda Prabhu knows, he's been looking after Vrindavan temple for some years. Every year we add up, we see how many bed sheets we need. We buy the bed sheets wholesale, but then we think we've got enough bed sheets and pillowcases, all these things. And then the next festival comes and says, what happened to all the bed sheets and pillowcases? So they disappear. And even in Navadip one day, I hope it doesn't apply to if it applies to any of you who are listening, take it in a good way. But even when devotees going and we're giving obeisances and come back, when you can like this. And we've had devotees walking out with pillowcase. I had a devotee, 2 pillowcases using as bags for putting some extra things that he brought in. And I just kept quiet. I thought, okay, I'm not going to disturb the devotee when they're leaving. But our devotees are famous for bringing Pan Am, America's famous airline, to its knees. This is the devotee joke. By taking their pillows and blankets and all those things that they give you, which you're meant to return when you get off the plane. Until now, I think Navadip has got a good number of blankets with the Pan Am logo on them. So our devotees were accustomed to seeing everything belongs to Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So anyway, this is from a little bit of a non-scriptural viewpoint about the mood of the Kartik month in Navadip. And then, of course, everything builds up to Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, which, of course, a super special day. If only, I mean, if it's special only that we see so many like senior devotees, so many devotees coming to give honor to Guru Maharaj. And headed by, we see through the eye of Gurudev about who is Guru Maharaj and that honor that's due to him. And so wonderful festival days in Navadip coming up to Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. And then some days later, and on the calendar, you'll see which day it is. I don't remember the Titi, but some days later, then would be the festival in Hapanya, which again was a big highlight for anybody who was able to stay longer than Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja, would be the festival in Hapanya. And that temple, Guru Maharaj always called Gurudev's temple. He said, oh, it's your temple. Oh, you are going to your temple. Because of course, Guru Maharaj is not going to say my temple in his birthplace, but it was built in his honor by Gurudev, Govinda Maharaj. And a beautiful temple, sweet, and a temple where we will go and do village Sankirtan, carrying up a palanquin with Guru Maharaj's photo, his head photo, so clear for everyone to see in the palanquin. And we'd go around the villages and come to Mani Babu's house, Guru Maharaj's brother's house. And we'd come to the temple and hundreds and hundreds of local people coming to take prasadam, which I think anybody who's been to Hapanya, that's also like a special occasion that devotees taking prasadam all within the temple compound. This is, of course, after the kirtan, after the parikrama, the kirtan, the harikatha, noisy harikatha, because so many people coming, anticipating prasadam and not giving so much attention to the harikatha from the village section. And then prasadam throughout the whole of the temple compound, then the temple Nath Mandir, and also into the fields. The field beside, there was a kund, a lake that devotees know there, and then it would be in actually different years, different fields, but we would take over a field or two, and there'd be mass prasadam distribution from the Hapanya temple. And then later on came the Kartik parikram to Vrindavan and Govardhan, and it came as a natural evolution because devotees are coming from the West to India. And so while they're in India, it's not practical for many to come every year or so often to India. Expensive and time away from work, time away from the husband, time away from the wife, whatever it may be. But not so easy for many to come regularly. So they take that opportunity to go to Vrindavan. And this is how the Vrindavan parikramas actually started to happen at that time, was after Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja, and then the Hapanya festival, and then devotees would go over to Vrindavan and Govardhan, a little informally, and then later more formally, in a more organized way. So anyway, these are a few words from me, just happily remembering Kartik month in India, Kartik month in Navadip, and the Kartik month in Vrindavan came to be later on with the organized pilgrimages. And actually, Savadut Maharaj, who was very much keen to make the opportunity, to have that opportunity for devotees to come, and they'd often come to Kartik for Kartik pilgrimage, and then come to Navadip for Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. He'd have it organized in a different order. And this is continuing until today. Today, virtually, or today means tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, tomorrow is the beginning, like orientation day, and building up to Vyasa Puja. So we've got with us Keshavananda Prabhu, who's been looking after the devotees in Vrindavan since 2014, which is now becoming a lot of years. And then we've also got Ashapona Devidasi with us, who's one of the new generation, who is always with the devotees, hankering to be with devotees, and certified by Goswami Maharaj as a good preacher because she talks from the heart. So Keshavananda Prabhu first, and then Ashapona Devi must be bursting with something to share with the devotees.
Hare Krishna. So, yes, so many wonderful, it's wonderful to hear from Maharaj about the glorious month of Kartik and the glorious festivals throughout the years, these eternal festivals that have gone on, that we remember so far. Some of us remember firsthand, and some of us are hearing about them from those who were there and were relishing them in that way. And yes, I mean, we fortunate to spend some time in Salt Lake City, Sweet Lake City, I should say, with the Kirtaniya group there. So we've been fortunate to be, touched by that enthusiasm for kirtan. So on any given way, at any given sort of program in Sweet Lake, sometimes we never get beyond the beyond the songs. We just get, the song, everything is there, and if they're flowing from the heart, then they flow. But of course, at this time of year, these songs, oh my goodness, to sing the Dhammadarastakam, when we're reading what we're singing, how inconceivably holy and pure and beautiful that is. And we have such wonderful memories of singing those songs in different places with the devotees. Last year at this time, I was fortunate to be in West London Temple, and we were singing these songs together. And we had the kids there. We had Vishnu Priya and Sister there, and quite a lot of the kids came as well for the evening kirtan, and very, very, just lots of fun. Actually, it was fun to be with all the young devotees and singing these beautiful bhajans and sharing about them, what we know and what we'd heard and what we feel. Very wonderful. And then, just to prod me, on your phone when it says 2 years ago today, and it shows you a picture and stuff like that. So 2 years ago today, we were there with Devashish and the group in Vrindavan. We went to Gyana Gujri, the small temple with deities of Narottam Das Thakur. So we're just remembering it's always wonderful to go to Navadip and to Vrindavan and to the holy places. But in these special times that draw all the devotees, then a new kind of vision comes about, and our guardians come to under their care and affectionate embrace. We go around and we hear together, and it's like the light is switched on, or you put your reading glasses on or something like this, and suddenly what is kind of hazy comes into much more some focus. And then there's the excitement that we always feel at a festival where there's, you know, there's people sleeping everywhere. We don't have enough space. And in Vrindavan too, we're just a small temple. It was kind of getting more and more difficult, really. We had to rent other buildings and try to find other places for devotees to be because of our limited capacity. But still, it's kind of like it's a special kind of transcendental chaos, which is wonderful, where all the devotees are everywhere. There's so much service going on. We don't really know how it's all happening, but it all happens. The temple is decorated. The prasadam is, the bhogas being offered. The kirtan is going on. Devotees are going out on parikrama in different directions to different places together, so happily. And the shared, you know, the shared experience, the coming together, the sankirtan, the together kirtan. That's what sankirtan is. It's a, we're all in this together. We've all got something to contribute. We're all going to help each other on this in this endeavor. We were just hearing from Guru Maharaj speaking that, but I can't remember where, one of the books we've been reading, how everybody is carrying something to help, and we know that we were just hearing from Gurudev, but Guru Maharaj was also expressing it. But I always remember Gurudev saying, you know, I'm so happy to be with all the devotees, whether you are my disciple or my guru, I don't know. Gurudev speaking like that, but I am learning so much from you, and I am following your practicing procedure. He's saying like that, Srila Gurudev, this is, you know, so if he can see with that vision and mean it, not just some words, then what to, you know, we can also try and see like that. And it's true that everybody, all the devotees are so valuable and special and unique and wonderful. And so the festival time, when everyone comes together in this very intense and wonderful time, it is such a wonderful thing anyway. So we're excited again. It's, you know, that we did the Kartik Parikrama last year, and we're going to do it again this year online, and we hope perhaps next year we'll be able to do physically again. But nevertheless, the online parikrama is also super wonderful. We really feel like we've been, when we come together, we see like 3 or 4 screens. We're saying, who's that there? Oh, look, there's so-and-so. Who's that? I can't see. Who's that? Oh, yes, there's so. We see so many devotees. And of course, we hear from Madhusudan Maharaj, we hear from Goswami Maharaj, we hear from so many devotees. And we feel like we've just been in Sri Govinda Kunda. We've been to the Madan Mohan temple and heard the glories of Sanatan Goswami and the land of the holy land of Raja. So we're excited to start that again tomorrow. The beginning of the Vrindavan Dham Kartik Parikrama. We were all excited here when we saw the moon, that Rasa Purnima. I mean, just the name gives you some indication of what's coming in this month. Rasa Purnima, the month of Damodar, and the land of love and affection. So we're all very happy, really. We're reading so many wonderful books. We're hearing so many wonderful things day by day. And we're feeling so fortunate to be able to, embark on this great endeavor and journey, attempt to serve the Vaishnavas in such wonderful company. as with you all. It's so nice to see everyone here, all the faces. We're happy to see. There's somebody else came and I can't. Oh, Subhasini Didi's here. Chinmoyananda Prabhu's here. More devotees are coming.
Shama Malini.
Shama Malini. So anyway, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sorry, my son got COVID. He's got high temperature. I've been with him all the time. Yes, I couldn't come on time. Yeah.
Please look after him.
Yes.
Chant Hare Krishna to him. And
Thank you.
take medical advice, of course.
Thank you. Yes. Hare Krishna.
And so here we have with us also Ashapurna Devidasi from Salt Lake City, now called Sweet Lake City, named by Munindra Mohan Prabhu. So just see. Anyway, we have Ashapurna here, and she's a new generation. She can tell you whatever she likes to say to you. But Goswami Maharaj appreciates very much her honest presentation of Krishna consciousness. So just as an example, we don't have to be old devotees like us. We can be young devotees. What's the process is to receive something and then to share it. And this is actually what Goswami Maharaj said about her, that she receives whatever she receives, she shares happily. So this is actually for us all to take some example, and we're happy to have her. She's come to Italy only to come to the ashram and to be here, the example of Munindra Mohan, Krishna Kantar and the whole team here, and to be here, and then she's going back on Monday. So let us hear a few words from Ashapurna Devidasi. And just speak a little loud because the microphone's over here.
Okay. Dandavats, everybody.
Loud.
Oh. Dandavats, everybody.
Yes, better.
Nice to see you all. I was just thinking how I wish travel was a bit easier and so I could go meet you all in person, but this is pretty cool right here. Actually. A lot easier. I just want to say if there is anything I can share, it's honestly because the exalted personalities of Sweet Lake rubbed off on me, and so I don't know if I can even share anything personal from my heart. I just have like a little mini Rai and Sudar and Sri Lanka Nyasi Maharaj just chilling inside, and they're the ones really speaking. For Kartik, I keep thinking of how Goswami Maharaj recently said in his talk that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that he's the month November and December. So of course, Srimati Radharani comes beforehand. Like, I mean, that sentence right there, I think that's really impactful. Like, of course, she's the month beforehand. And that right there, it's, the month is inconceivable in numberless ways, as it is. Like, that one sentence contains like so much, that one fact. And I always think of how Rai says all the time that, which really made an impact on me, that we want to be utilized by the bhajans, by the kirtans. Like, they sing us. We don't really sing that. We just pray to be utilized by, you know, the will that's higher than us. And the same goes for the Mridanga and the kartals, all extensions of Balaram, and we want to be utilized by them. They play us, we don't play them. And yeah, I just think that's really amazing. That's the one thing that really inspired me from hearing Goswami say that the month is like that. It's inconceivable right there, that the whole month comes before Krishna, that is Srimati Radharani. And to keep that in mind every day is, I think that it's just pretty, when something's so inconceivable like that's just like any moment can be filled with so much that we don't realize. Rai Kishore would always say that, and Sudar, like, we only see like a fraction of the reality around us. Our vision is so small. We don't even know what is fully around us, and what to speak of it's just pretty amazing. So we just want to be utilized in any capacity, and that's really because we're serving units. So yeah. And yeah, yeah. I'm drawing a blank. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Jai, thank you very much on behalf of everybody. And you know who's been in Navadip repeatedly during Kartik and for the Vyasa Puja is Pandita. Pandita has been there. And Sachi Mata, Sachi Devi, she's been there different times, and not only for a short time, but actually for extensive time doing service. And we are in the West London mat. And I think, especially, we don't have Devashish Prabhu with us today, who is, of course, the secretary, I believe, of the London chapter of the Saraswati mat, as he describes. And so, please, Sachi Devi and Rasamoyi Pandita, please, a few words from you, either on the Siddhanta of Kartik month or on Kartik month in Navadip or Vrindavan. We pass over the microphone to you.
Well, Maharaj, I can only say that first of all, I'm so happy to be in your association today and hearing your beautiful katha. I'm looking so much forward to the digital parikram from tomorrow on. Such beautiful remembrance of last year and also the year before was like amazing, astounding. All these stories and the beautiful association of the devotees where we are all in, because more devotees gather. And what you were saying of the time in Navadvip, that Pandita and you all were in Navadvip down with Srila Gurudev, we can only say that was the most beautiful time, the most beautiful memories we can ever conceive of, and that is still in our hearts so strong and so alive. And actually, I cannot say so much about it, but I remember Gurudev there and the veranda and Guru Maharaj veranda and the beautiful Sisi Guru Koranga Kandava Govinda Sundar. It's like it means everything to us, and that memory that stays, and that sweetness and that beauty that Gurudev is presenting for us, that always stays in our heart and in our memory. And that's only what I can say. And now Pandita.
Very beautiful, Riddhi, appreciate it. And just by you saying the names of the deities there, so that transports us to the plinth of the temple and to giving our obeisances to Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundarju.
Yeah.
Well, all I would like to add is how wonderful it is to hear from you all, really, each and every one of you, and all indeed the memories. And one thing I just was meditating on today, I guess, was just hearing all these glories of this month, really how supercharged this month is with the service opportunity. And I feel like it's sort of like, even if our lords and our Gurudevs and all the Vaishnavas were already very super merciful, so incredibly merciful to all the fallen souls, this month is especially like so, by manyfold. And we're constantly stressed that this is such a beautiful opportunity to really increase our service approach and go deeper and try to really see all that mercy everywhere in the form of the Mahamantra, the Vaishnavas, Srila Gurudev, the devotees, and the Thakurs. So just very, very grateful to be reminded of all these aspects of all the glories that are couched in this most special and holy of months.
No, you have very good Hindi devotional music playing, but okay.
I have to do the coordinating too.
Oh, actually, we hear the Hindi music, and we're also, that's part of India. You can't avoid the loudspeakers and this, that, and the other.
It's part of the festival.
Festival, yeah. But you see, different people have a different view of the same festival. And if you've been hearing, which I hope you have, like the talks that Guru Maharaj and Gurudev gave about Kartik month, then Guru Maharaj is explaining, Srila Guru Maharaj explaining about Rasa Purnima. The Rasa Purnima for the devotees, it's so special, as Keshavananda Prabhu was saying. It's the Rasa Purnima 3 times a year. In particular, then Krishna is engaged in the Rasa dance. And so it's a very sweet and high program. But Guru Maharaj explaining, I think we were listening to Guru Maharaj and Gurudev, but I think it was explaining, please excuse me if I got it the wrong way around, that on that Rasa Purnima day, then the materialist people, they don't sleep at night. There's Purnima, the full moon night, but the devotees may not be sleeping at night, but they are doing chanting and singing bhajans and like all this very happily. But what are the materialists doing? They're gambling. They're taking it as an enjoying evening. Oh, the full moon in the autumn season, and this is a very good day for us to sit and play cards and do gambling and stuff like that. So the same day, the same place, even physically speaking, you can say, and then a different mood and different attitude. So sometimes we have our holy festivals, but we have disco music playing on the loudspeakers in India. And we do feel it quite a contrast. But again, it's there to help us to separate out the material side from the spiritual side. And the spiritual side we can only understand, even a drop of, by the grace of our guardians, the scripture, the sadhu, the guru. And we are graced, all of us are graced, to have this connection of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur to Guru Maharaj, to Srila Prabhupada, and to Srila Govinda Maharaj. So this is a very super opportunity for us all to filter out not only the obviously non-spiritual things when we go to India, but also to filter out the apparently spiritual things, which are dangerous for us to think, oh, that is spiritual, or to imitate that, or to see, oh, that's an example. Oh, they do that in India, so I'm doing it at home because I saw they do it in India. We can be misled in many ways, but if we can stay safely at the lotus feet of our Guru Varga, then if we hold on there, we can be protected from the gross, but the less gross, but still gross, the dangers of the subtle side of the spiritual jungle, which is out there. But actually hearing just now some Hindi, I'll give credit that it was probably Hindi devotional music. You know, we do hear these things, and they are associated with also, surprisingly, in some sense, Govardhan Parikrama. The biggest day of the year. Oh, by the way, so Rasa Purnima, which was maybe 3 days ago, that first day of Kartik, Rasa Purnima is one big day for Govardhan Parikrama. In every Purnima and every Kartik, every Purnima and every Ekadashi, but more on Purnima than Ekadashi. And I don't know why, but I'm just saying it is fact. We see it, we know it, that many people every Purnima do parikrama of Govardhan Hill. Means the Indian section, the Rajasthanis, the Brajabasis, the pilgrims come, the simple people. They're coming doing parikrama on the full moon, in particular every month. And that Rasa Purnima, many people come and do parikrama. And so we were actually here thinking, and that evening when it's night, the middle of the night, they were thinking, oh, so many people are now doing the parikrama and singing, going around Govardhan Hill. And in the morning when we're doing Mangalati, India's only, from here, it's only 3.5 hours different. And then we're thinking, oh, they're now coming back and going to Manasi Ganga and bathing in those of you who've done the parikrama, they got the continuous pipe with many spouts coming out of it. So you got the Manasi Ganga water pouring over. So they go there, and they end the parikrama, and then of course exhausted, but then getting that refreshment of the water, and then coming with their coconut and offering, and the fake milk. Sorry about the fake word, but anyway, we need to face the reality. The lime, we were saying about painting the rooms after the festival with lime, that cheap lime paint. Well, unfortunately, it's Kali Yuga. And the people who sell you milk, they say it's milk for doing Abhishek of Giriraj. Unfortunately, it's lime, basically, because it's much cheaper than milk. Oh dear. Anyway, they come and offer what they think is milk and offer coconut or something, flowers, to Giriraj after bathing to complete the parikrama of Govardhan Hill. So we've been also kind of emotion or devotion, but we have to say it's got the connection of the Govardhan parikrama. So here also we've been remembering things like this, and naturally, because we spent a long time in these holy places and in India. And we also, as Keshavananda was saying, when we are doing the parikramas online and going online, really it is substantial. And we mustn't think that it is just, okay, we're just talking about it. But really, we can visit substantially the places and with the heart as we go around, and automatically be separated from, for instance, the disco music or other things which are going on, which may well, which not only may well does disturb some devotees. I mean, how to harmonize this and this and this, but it's meant to be a holy place. But in a way, when we go to these places and hear about them, we do see by hearing, and we don't see any disco music playing when we visit online, and other things we may say too. We won't mention the motorcycles and other things, which I don't remember reading anywhere in the Krishna books were part of the Leela. And Italy's contribution to India's Kali Yuga, contribution to Kali Yuga in India, those 3-wheel auto rickshaw things, Bajaj. That's, we are here in Italy now. Sorry, stepped out from the West London temple for a moment, but Italy's contribution for those 3-wheeler little auto rickshaw things that terrorize others as well as who's in them at the same time. Hare Krishna. All right, on this note, dear devotees, happily having you all coming together. And we are here with 5 devotees from Ukraine, 1 from Russia, 1 from Salt Lake City, and Keshavananda Prabhu from Vrindavan, as well as the standard crew of Vila Govinda Ashram and the local visitors. So it's feeling like festival time here, and the devotees mainly are staying through till Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. So we also sharing both in quality, but in quantity with the devotees for the festival. And Saraswati Didi, we didn't hear from you anything this week, but we can give you 1 week's notice, Saraswati Didi. We know you can share so many things. And if you have a week's notice for next week, then we'd be very happy to hear from you. Okay, dear devotees, we've been chatting away, but hope we have your permission to continue, because the church bells are ringing,
Right, the train
and the train is on time.
Right.
But
Krishna. There's Saraswati Didi.
where's Saraswati?
She's up there in the corner.
Oh, Saraswati's up there in the corner.
Yes.
Saraswati Didi, a few words from you kindly. We're in your temple.
Oh, Maharaj, you always put me on the spot.
Well, we've given you a week's notice for next week. For today, yes, a spot of Harikatha.
I think that this is a very special time, Maharaj, but for me, I think that every day is special in the service life of a practitioner. It is not about, okay, now it's Kartik, now let's do a lot of seva and then forget about the rest of the year. It's important to like, be conscious about, you know, what we are doing and when and how,
Right.
and try to improve our service life. And maybe it's a reminder, you know, that we need to, this time that we need to focus our attention to what we are doing, but every day we must remind ourselves and remember those beautiful memories with Gurudev and the Vaishnavas, because we don't know how long we have with them. We see every day, one after another, living this world. And we have to really treasure this moment with the devotees. And there is so much nectar everywhere, I mean, online now. And this is amazing, this new way of connecting with the devotee with the Zoom is just amazing. We never were so much in touch with the devotees like now, like weekly, you know, we have this connection. And I'm encouraging everyone to like go and see the devotees, spend some time with them, with these sadhus like yourself, Maharaj, like, and others, because, you know, it's very precious times we have. We lost so many friends, didn't we? And it's sad, but, you know, we have to really connect with the devotees and be engaged. And this is a good time to remember, but every day we must remember. Isn't it?
Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati, where every day is a festival for those who participate. And so during the special times like this, we can try to turbocharge our everyday being special. But yes, indeed, it's not that, oh, we wait for an Ekadashi or a festival day and then we chant and be happy. But it's an everyday process. Not every day as normal, but it is an everyday, a daily process. Yes.
Like we hear, every word is a song and every step is a dance in the service life.
Jai. Okay, dear devotees. So appreciating the association of each of you. And here, one of our Ukrainians has just popped his head around the corner here, Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu, who many of you know. Arrived yesterday evening, just after our Sankirtan. We went on Harinam Sankirtan yesterday in Bergamo, in a very classic old city. It's a tourist place, but the only time we ever see it is in Harinam Sankirtan. So, and then after that, we went to the airport and picked them up from the airport. So here's Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu coming to serve where every day is a festival in Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Vila Govinda Ashram, the full name that Gurudev gave to the ashram. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sunda Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Sri Rupa Nuga Guru Bhaga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Sri Goswami, 6 Goswamis ki Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.
Bancha Kalpa
Jai, Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Wishing you special days, and if you can, join us from tomorrow onwards for the festivals taking place, ever fresh festivals taking place for Kartik Parikrama. Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Ananda Swarupini Devi Rasi, Subhasini Didi showing her form too. Madhu Gopal Prabhu, Dandabar Prabhu. You're sitting very still, looking almost like a picture. Dandabar. And Chinmoy, I know, in London. And Shama Malini. And Ajay Krishna Prabhu. Dandabar and Nadia Priya Devi Rasi. Also looking like a photo, but she's moving. Ganeshwari Didi, Tungarasa Devi Rasi. Krishna Mohini Didi, I hope you could understand our English. I know your English is good now after staying in London.
Yes.
And Seva Rupa Didi, South Africa, Jadu Gopal Prabhu, and the West London Temple. And if anybody I missed out, please excuse, and all of the team here.
Duty devotee.
Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Hari Hari. Amra Ashchi, we are coming.